Oh man, it's part of my makeup. I tell people whenever you meet me, you know, three things: I love the lab, I love Jesus, and I love being Nigerian. So it's you know, you find that out very very quickly. But no, I mean, I think there's a strength, there's a work ethic, there's a certain kind of machismo that comes with knowing that you're Nigerian and actually like working that to your advantage. I mean, growing up, being Nigerian or being African was not heralded as cool, you know, and but now it's just like, oh no, you're Nigerian, no, I want to help you, or you're Nigerian, come, let's do this thing together. You're not, so it now becomes like a family of sorts. Fantastic. Because we've all grown up and we're all like, we're gonna make it. And you know, when we were younger, we probably didn't have the ability to kind of do that in the way that we do now. They're a lot happy now. I mean, they get it. I think they get it. You know, that is a blessing. I mean, I think in the beginning it was just kind of like, we don't know where this is going to go. We don't know how this is going to turn out. And then now it's like, oh, okay, ooh, praise the Lord, because we did not know. But because, you know, it was shaky there for a little bit. I thought I was going to be a doctor. I thought I was going to be an OBGYN. I mean, you're groomed from a very young age to be this person. So I knew I was going to be a doctor. And I think right around between 10 and 13, I was like, babies. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so stand-up was actually the thing that led me into acting. So I started doing stand-up in 2006. Actually, the first time I ever performed was at the Miss Nigeria and America pageant.
All right.
And that was one of those things where I entered the pageant. I thought it was going to be really simple. Get a dress, do a final question, live your life. And they were like, no, we need you to have a talent. I didn't have a talent, so I did the most logical thing, which was to pray. And I heard God tell me to do comedy. And I was like, do you know Africans? They will not even boo. They will just like, whose daughter is this? Go and get her mother. I don't know, this is trash. And like, I was like, I don't want to be the person who gets talked over. And God was like, well, what else you got? Either you don't trust me or you're not. And so I trusted him, and so I performed like a 5-minute set about what is funny growing up Nigerian in America. And yeah, and it got laughs, and before I knew it, people were like, do you do weddings? I was like, I do that. I do weddings, like baby showers. So Issa had actually seen, she had seen this YouTube video that I put up in 2008, right before I went to work in Liberia, about like if Obama wins the presidency, Africans from everywhere are going to come out the woodwork to try and claim him. And so, like, really dumb. And she laughed because she was like, I'm Senegalese and I know this woman. I know she could be my auntie. And so she became a fan of me then. It wasn't until I moved to LA in 2012 that I became a fan of hers. And it was like, oh my gosh. And that led to us just kind of having a mutual, affinity for one another. We see each other around town, like, hey, girl, you doing it? No, girl, you doing it? And then when the opportunity for Molly came, she sent me an email and was like, listen, HBO is going through with my show. I think you kind of would be kind of cool for the role. There are no guarantees. You still have to audition. And, you know, I read the script. I auditioned 5 times and then finally booked it. Yeah, well, you know, I have a background in working in corporate America, so I know how to code switch. I know what that's like walking a fine line of like, okay, but you all are getting my nerves. You know, like, so having the corporate aspect of her. And then also just even on the relationship aspect, like Molly's a girl who's looking for love. Like, I think that's a lot of us. And for me, it's just like wanting this image of what you believe love looks like. You know, like I still, you know, people may think I'm a unicorn, but I still believe that good people are finding good people, and people want to be married to the same person for like 50 years. Yeah. Like, I want that. And I think, especially this season, Molly was like, can we not have this? This is not a thing that exists anymore. And I believe that it's a thing that exists. Yeah, you know, I say the same way that, like, you know, a crackhead plays this role, you know, plays a crackhead. Yeah. You know, like somebody who doesn't do drugs plays a crack addict, but that doesn't mean that they're addicted to cocaine. Sure. You know, it's acting, and it's not even just like, oh, it's acting, but like it it's not what it seems like. It looks differently than what it actually is. In that before you do a sex scene, it's so contrived. You got to get the lawyers involved. Like you get a waiver, and then it tells you exactly what they'll be shooting, what they'll be seeing. Yeah, and then you have a conversation with the director. The director is like, I'm going to shoot this part and this part and this part. And it's like, okay. And then it's like, while you're shooting it, it's like, okay, cut. Hey, so guys, I need you to do this. Are you comfortable? Great. Well, hold her hand this way. So it's like, you don't even have time to be like in the, like, oh my God. It's just like, wait, what? Oh, wait, move my hand. Oh, I should close my mouth. Great. Okay, got it. But, you know, I had obviously my non-negotiables going in. Like, I won't do any nudity. Like, I won't show, you know, even if it's not nudity, I won't show certain body parts. You know, like, you know, how can I convey this but still be as covered up as possible, and et cetera, et cetera.
Fantastic.
So, you know, and that's a conversation I had with Jesus long before I even auditioned for the role, long before the role even came about. It was like, okay, God, what does this look like? If this is the industry that you're calling me in, before I get the opportunity, let's talk about this. And I had very real conversations, like, cursing is not a deal breaker. Okay, great. So I can do this role that has cursing. Okay, well, what about sex? And I've never done a sex scene. I've never done, like, I didn't know what you could and couldn't do. I was like, well, I know I don't want to ever have like a body double, because that means like it's just my face on somebody else's body, but nobody's going to know it's a body double. You know, so there are like things that I carved out a long time ago that I was like, no. Okay, yes. No, okay, yeah. You know, and a lot of things are case by case basis, but to be able to have honest and frank conversations is really important. I mean, I think it happens to so many women every day, black, white, or otherwise. Like, it happens. And, you know, I think Molly's being very strategic with how she, you know, she can't go up in there and be like, y'all need to pay me more, because then she looks like the angry black girl, and like nobody listens to you after that. But she has to be diplomatic and really find the balance. You would think my performance is enough for you to pay me what I want, but he's finding that it's not. So I think in that regard, you definitely have to speak up for yourself. You can't just like not say anything, because then it breeds resentment. You're going to work and you're mad because you know this guy who does not put in as much effort as you is making more than you. So I think she has to be really strategic and smart. I mean, I think that's the same thing I would do. I would go to HR and, you know, figure out the best way to present my case. I mean, handsome. I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't want to like.
Really?
That's the will of God for my life, is to be with a good-looking man. Somebody who knows what their purpose is. Like, cause we ain't got time to be trying to figure out why are we here. I need to know. Like, obviously has a relationship with God. Someone who can make me laugh. And not in the like, I'm trying to battle you as a comedian. Calm down. But like, I genuinely love life and is adventurous and, you know, is accepting of what I do in a way that isn't just like, all right, well, you do you, but like, oh man, I appreciate that this is the industry that you're in, and I'm willing to take on all of what that entails, because it's a lot.
It is.
And you know, somebody who has culture and is open to other people's cultures and really is able to go into different spaces, because we're going to be going into different spaces and being able to adapt and grow and learn and not stuck in your ways. Like, I can't be with the Nigerian man who's like, I don't know what that is. If it's not the fufu and soup, then I don't want to try it. It's like, guy, eat some sushi. Like try a new thing. Let's go somewhere new. You know, I don't want. You know, there are a lot of adventurous Nigerians and African men. I make it sound like they were just like bushmen or anything like that. But, you know, someone who's very open. Oh, goodness gracious. There's so many people. David Oyelowo, Lupita. I mean, there's so many people of African descent, too. You have the Uzo Aduba, the Asian Naomi King, you Viola Davis, Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, you just keep naming them. Yeah, listen, I appreciate the fact that so many people are really hooked on condoms on this fake show, and I hope that the same amount of people who are hooked on condoms on this fake show are hooked on it in their real life. Because I think that's the more important thing, right? It's like, hey, this show is not real. We're not really having sex, but you all are. So I hope that, like, in real life, you're using protection, because that's what it counts. That's what it counts the most. Not on a fictitious threesome, but, like, we hear you, and like Issa says, like, we'll do better for season 3. So we appreciate the fact that, like, a lot of us, especially given the high rates of HIV/AIDS in the African American population, it's like, yes, I appreciate the fact that you all are like, pause, we got to strap it up, because I hope that creates a larger conversation for people, again, in their real life, to be like, yeah, no, I'm not going out like X, Y, and Z. Oh, she's amazing. It's like we'll text each other like we're not on the show. Like, it's like, girl, how you doing? What's life like? Oh, you're beautiful. Like, we're super cool, and I think that just speaks to, like, how close we are. Like, we're not seeing each other every week for sushi or anything like that, but when we see each other, we make it count. Like, we're super supportive of each other. I'm trying to do First Gen, which is the show that David Aiello was executive producing. Still doing stand-up comedy. Hopefully a movie. I would love to do a feature. So